Hey everybody, Dave here. So I haven't done an update on this channel in a while. Just wanted to give you a quick rundown before we get into it. Recently, I graduated from Lakeland University with my Bachelor of Science degree in a major in computer science. And so I'm pretty proud of that. I did that on May 1st, and it's been a dream of mine to get my bachelor's degree for a long time, and I'm super glad that I finally did it. Um, and I just wanted to go over a project that I completed recently to actually show you the inspiration for this. This is a tool called DB Diagram. You can find it at this location, dbdiagram.io. It's made by a company called holistics.io. And basically, let's see, that's a good one. Let me Google it here. DBML, yeah, there we go, dbml.org. DB Diagram is the tool, and DBML is the language. It's made by a company called Holistics, I think. And DB Diagram is a web tool that allows you to write DBML, and then it will show you charts, right? And so it's like entity relationship diagramming, basically, for database design. And here you can read all about the syntax of DBML. It's actually pretty amazing. And yeah, so I think that it's pretty cool, and I have been interested in SQLite for quite a while, which you can read about SQLite here on SQLite.org. The website, I know it seems a little bit long in the tooth, but I promise you, it's a really fascinating tool, and it's available on most platforms, including, if you code on Replit or anything like that. In fact, I'm gonna do our test today on Replit, and that seems like maybe a good idea to try and demo this on Replit. Let's see here. We'll just call it DBML SQLite demo. All right, and that way you guys can. Anyways. But before we do that, I'm just going to show you, this is the GitHub for this project that I completed. It's called DBML to SQLite, or DBML underscore SQLite. It's a DBML to SQLite utility. So basically what it allows you to do is take a file that has DBML inside of it, and then you put it through this Python package, which is on pip, so you can install it here, the Python package index, or if you're using Poetry. And then this README has usage information. There is a command line interface component, so you can actually use it after installing it with pip on your system, or just in a project, I suppose. Or there is, an API, you can use it in your own programs. It's MIT licensed, so it's free. And the cool thing that I'm proud of is, this is testing at 100% coverage. So, I worked hard on that to be able to do that. So I just want to demo how it works. And yeah, so the quick demo of how it works is, let's demo it on Replit here. So let's go to the packages, and then let's see if it shows up on here. DBML SQLite. Here it is. Look at that. So we're going to add that. And yep, this is the current version. If you prefer to, look at it yourself, there is I have releases here on GitHub as well. So I would stick with the 0.02, because this version is the one that has the command line interface that I added. All right. So we have this package now, and let's go ahead and demo it for you. So let's see here. First we'll create a DBML file, which is going to be pretty important. So we'll call this dbdiagram.dbml, and I think we'll just grab an example maybe from the docs here. All right. So let's just copy that. We'll put it here. Okay. And let's just double check to make sure that this all makes sense. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. And all right. So now we're going to do the, let's see here. All right. There we go. Here it is. So we'll pop this in here. Okay. And okay, so just to go through what this is doing. So the DBML, the syntax of this, it's pretty simple to understand, but if you have trouble, you can go to this website and check it out. What this is doing is first we need the SQLite 3 library. Okay, and then also we're going to bring in this, and this is not anything special that needs to be installed. This is part of the Python standard library. This is my thing here from GitHub, and you'll just import to SQLite, and then you put the name of the file, at least if it's in the current directory. There are a few other options you can give it, and I'll show you the API docs later, but for now, we'll just say, just the name of the file, and then it will give you, it will return a string, which is the, it will give you a string, which is the data. DDL stands for data definition language. You can call this whatever you want, but data definition language is like the create table and whatnot statements. And then this here is running, right? And we're going to create an example DB. And it's going to execute this script on this database, right? So the script that was generated by 2SQLite, and it's basically going to create all of these tables that we defined in DBML, but in SQLite, and it'll close it. At least it will if it does what it's supposed to. Okay, right? So, all right. So we're going to run it, and oh, boom, there we go. All right. So created our database. Now, if we go over here to the shell, and let me see here. I think we're in, yeah. So, I'm not even sure how poetry works on Replit, but let me just try and see if we can run the CLI on here. You can. All right. So this is the CLI for DBML SQLite, so that you don't have to actually use it in a program, right? So we'll go DBML SQLite. The important thing, of course, is that we need the DBML file, and then for now, let's just, the default is, print out to the console. So I think we'll just leave that, and let's see if, well, and actually we're gonna go -t as well, so that it has, and -i. All right, and so let's see what happens here. All right, so this is all of the language, the data definition language that was created for creating the database schema, right? So there's actually another way to use this, so we're just going to delete this real quick. And if you go like this, and then you do, I think, what is it, X? It says on here X, and then you need a path. So the path, we'll call it example.db, and then what is the other one? We'll also write it out to another file. We'll write out this language to another file just so that we can inspect it. So we'll call it sample.ddl. And that's an arbitrary file extension, but I like that. Okay, and let's see if this gives us an error. Okay, so it created two files. If we open this file, we can see that it just simply wrote all of that data definition language, which is valid SQLite. And there's this database, which, obviously you're not going to be able to see it in here, which is which is fine. You know, I guess I could write some queries and show you, but that's how that works. And I'm just going to show you in here. There are some tricks, right, to writing SQLite compatible DBML, because there are fewer types in SQLite than are what are considered valid DBML types, because DBML is valid with a lot of other. It's also used to design databases and, you know, for a lot of other SQLite or SQL flavors. And so basically, if you have a diagram or, you know, a DBML that you've written and you haven't used the SQLite types in your DBML, and let's say you've used types from some other flavor of SQL, then what this library will do is try its best to coerce the types that you provided to the valid SQLite types. If it doesn't, it will throw an error. Okay, so, you know, but this is trying to make it a little bit flexible for you. One feature that's absent from from SQLite is enums. All right, and basically, there are two ways that this library provides for you to emulate enums. Enums, because you can't do it, you can't actually have real enums in SQLite. You can emulate it. You have to emulate it if you want that functionality in one of two ways: by having creating a separate table that provides the enum functionality, or to have these check statements, right, in your column definitions. So, and this shows you how to do that. There is API docs, right? So there's this whole section, right, with all of the other methods, because toSQLite is not the only method that's provided, or function, I should say. There's a lot of other ones, right, if you want to get a little bit more in-depth. Okay, so but that's beyond the scope of this. If you want to check it out, you can feel free. And you know, this is the first time I've ever published anything on a package index or in Python. So, you know, any support, you know, a star on GitHub or a share on Twitter or something like that, that would be really helpful. This is made possible by another library, actually. Mine is built on top of this PyDBML package by Vanderhoof. Okay, his package is actually what translates DBML. Well, it parses it. It's a DBML. This is right here, DBML parser for Python. So it generates Python objects of a bunch of different kinds based on the DBML syntax, and then I take those and use it to generate valid SQLite DDL. All right, so this is my first Python package, and I just wanted to give an update for YouTube. So, and also, you know, this is my first time ever writing GitHub Actions. As you can see, I have some, you know, there was a little bit of a bumpy road, you know, but now it's working just fine. And yeah, so you can, you know, I mean, this is probably glitchy, but you know, this is probably, like, people who have done this a lot, this probably looks, you know, I don't know, I'm self-conscious, I guess, but I'm proud of this, you know, I pieced this together doing research and stuff. So also, I guess while we're here, I've been coding a lot. I'm just going to show you, let's see here, this is the my blog that I've been doing about, like, development and stuff for the past few months. And you know, if you want to sign up, that would be great. But one of the things that I've talked a little bit about is coding on a smartphone. And you know, the thing is, I actually coded this whole thing on my smartphone, and I did it with the help of Turmoix. All right, so you know, I have a little bit on here about Turmoix, but you can read about it right here. It's a free Android application. You should get it from F-Droid if you can. And it really is this is gonna sound so cheesy, but it's maybe my favorite, if you can call it this, a distribution. It's not exactly a distribution for Linux, you know, but it is it kind of is a distro, and I really like this. This is an amazing project. I had this installed on my phone for years, and I used it very rarely. But since I've delved into it, it's a pretty powerful little thing. And I started out using Nano on it, and I've graduated to using Vim, and I even have my terminal set up on here, with NVim. And things. It's quite a wonderful tool. Obviously, this isn't Turmoix, but I have used Linux, with the Windows, the WSL Windows subsystem for Linux or whatever. But yeah, so I highly recommend this. And actually, if you have any questions about Turmoix, I mean, I have a Samsung, so I don't know if it works differently on different platforms. But yeah, it's in different versions of Android and stuff. I haven't really had a lot of problems. I mean, the biggest problem that you're going to run into is obviously your processor on your phone is it's not an x86 processor probably. So yeah, that's going to cause problems, in some rare cases. For example, if you want to create Android applications, or compile, applications for mobile platforms such as Android, like create APKs and stuff, that you're going to have problems with doing stuff like that, because there are certain software that they don't have any packages or anything compiled, any binaries for mobile processors, right? Because it's intended that most people don't do development on mobile phones. But I'm telling you, it's kind of an amazing little tool. So yeah. Anyways, I've rambled quite a bit, and I just wanted to say thank you very much for listening, and any support that you can give me. I appreciate it. And hey, if you, and actually, you know what? Let's take a look here. I think I have. I think I have a page over here on coveralls too. Right, and let's see here. Yeah, 100% coverage. I just wanted to see if there was anything else. Well, anyways, I've rambled on quite enough, and hopefully, if you have any questions, please let me know, or if you have any issues using this library, let me know. Yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.